The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Afternoon, folks. Welcome to the March 8th. Yeah, it's March 8th. It's fantastic Friday. Stevie's son here. He's going to cut with the normal open just to try to keep the vocal cords in the healing process. So less oxygen out seems to be working. I've got my cup of soup here. I've been on a soup diet, so it seems, since I was able to start taking in food again on Wednesday. Today's flavor is some autumn squash. Of course, it is wintertime out here. In any event, let's go right to the markets. Hey, I'd love to hear from you. 877-927-6648. That's the number you can call in. If you can't give us a call, you can always send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. If you in that subject heading, if you'd be kind enough to put radio show question, that way I can pick out your email from all the, chunk. Please, somebody come up with a great app that just, gets rid of all that junk and only gets the emails from folks like you. You're the only ones I want to hear from. Maybe a couple others out there. In any event, that's one way to reach out to me, of course, in the Tigers 10. You can send me an instant message of any sort out there. So let's go to the markets out here. Right now, we got the Dow off 176 points. S&P is down 25. NASDAQ 100 off 65. Russell's only down 7 points. That's about 0.5% to the downside. So worth us taking a look and seeing what's going on inside the Russell 2000. Let's just do that right now. Instead of looking at the equity futures contract, which we will, I'm sure at some point, let's just take a look at the cash indice out here. So the Russell is trading down below a fairly key level of support. And that key level of support was set up by this little 9 count that began on really the count number 1 began on February 12th. It really was because the close of that bar was a close above the bar from 4 bars prior to that. And then you had 9 consecutive closes, which culminated when it got to bar number 9 with a nice little shooting star. Shooting star, the opposite of a hammer candle out there. In essence, that was the top, but the real top came on the trading day of March 4th. When price started moving higher, well, it actually started moving higher the day before, creating that Rhodes momentum indicator signal. And on the 4th, you got a combination of 2 things. You got 3 things, really. 2 things. 3 things. You got a bearish engulfing candle. So you got a Japanese reversal. You got a Western candlestick reversal, which was the key reversal session. And you get a close below Stevie's green line out there, the oscillator and change line. So now we take a look at the Russell 2000. I don't know where it's going to close, but if it does close the day below the low of February, or the low of February 12th, by the way, that number is 1520. We're trading at 1515. A key level of support will have been broken out here. And it would really suggest that just like it made a high with the 9 count to the upside, maybe it's going to make a low with a 9 count to the downside. So today could be day number 5, Monday 6, Tuesday 7, Wednesday 8, and 8's a day you'd start looking at. So Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday of next week is really when, if in fact this is how things play out, when you could be looking for that next bottom. And that inside the Russell 2000 could come by moving through support level 1, that first red horizontal line, all the way down to support number 2, the January 28th low at 1464.80. So even though the Russell 2000 not doing too bad today, percentage-wise, compared to the other indices, we take a look at it technically, does not look good at all, at least as of 1:10 in the afternoon. If we take a look at some other change in trend signals, we have three, count them. 3 out of 4 have given us change in trend signal. Now you can see, in this case here, we're looking at the June contracts for the equity futures contracts. Left-hand side is the S&P, next to that the NASDAQ, then the Dow, and then the Russell 2000. And the S&P, the key number to watch today is 2738 on the close. Price closes back above that level. It's got to make us say, okay, so what's next out here? Because support will have held. And inside the S&P 500, I would say you would not have a change in trend signal, which would be opposite of what we have currently in the NQ. The NQ closed just below that level yesterday, and then overnight, probably in the 6, 7 o'clock at night, 7:30, something like that, price bounced up, tested the bottom of that profile, 70.63, and then said sayonara baby. I'm not sure that's exactly what it said, but you kind of get my drift out here. Where the Russell 2000 broke through that level 3 days ago with a vengeance, kind of like right at the open at 9:30 in the cash market itself opened. It was just off to the races to the downside for the Russell. Now, the Dow is not down there. So with regards, so what does that tell you? What does that tell me? It still tells me that the big money overseas is still finding its way over here to the Dow. The Dow equity futures contract would have to close below 25,119. But if 3 of the 4 are able to do it, well, maybe the 4th one would as well. So that's what I see when I take a look at the equity futures contract. There was a question, do I see anything new that is forming profile-wise? And, you know, one of the ways to do that, I can't do that undisturbed. I can't do this. Stevie can do basically anything. Isn't that a cool thing? You know, when you just believe you can do anything. So the way that I would gather that information, Jay, would be to use my synthetic contract. And a synthetic, especially during rollover of the futures contracts out here. And so on a, what I'm going to do is put a daily and a weekly time frame. So you're just paying attention. Everybody at home, you don't have to pay attention. We're just looking at the 2 panels on the very right-hand side, the daily and the weekly. And what we're looking for is a change in color in the bar. And what we can see is we don't have that here for the ES Mini. Let's take a look at the NQ, see if we have a change in color in the bar. And we do for the NQ. Now, the NQ's change in color is on a weekly time frame. Last time we had that change in color, let me just go ahead and expand that out. You'll see this here. Last time we had a change in color was the week of December 31st, and you can see the brand new profile formed that very next week out here. Now, it doesn't always have to. So here's another level to really watch, 70, 27, 85. So if the NQ were to close above 70, 27, 85 out here, it would it could theoretically still be below the 70.21 on the daily, but support for the weekly would have held out here, and that should make you say, something to think about. In either event, it looks like it's trying to form a new weekly profile. That's the NQ, and we would not get that if we were to look at the if we were just look at the daily contract. Well, likely we wouldn't get that. It's possible we could. We do have it there. You see, I've got a different set of profiles here, Jay, on the weekly with regard to using the current contract, June versus the synthetic. The contract just rolled. Doesn't make any sense. So that's why the synthetic information, as far as I'm concerned, is much more factual with regard to what's really going on from a profile standpoint. Finish it off in the Dow, nothing there as far as the new profile. And inside the Russell, weekly, daily, nothing there either. So there's your 114 profile update. I'm going to go eat some more soup, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
The TAS Profile Scanner is the most revolutionary piece of trading software that you will ever try. Wouldn't you like to approach the markets with confidence? As you begin your trading day, it's likely that you'll be faced with lots of decisions. In order to make the best decision, the first thing you'll need is a strategy that will help you minimize your risks. Whether we're in a bull or bear market, a good strategy is to have the tools needed to help you scan and analyze the markets before you trade. The TAS Profile Scanner instantly scans and filters over 2,500 global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, president of TAS Market Profile, the TAS Profile Scanner understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications, automated trading algorithms, and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. Whether you're looking at the trade matrix, the ETF heat grid, the market breadth, the landscape charts, or the many other features of the TAS Profile Scanner, this is a piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the markets and set up your trades. The team at TAS has even put together a 12-part video series to walk you through every aspect of the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find directly on the TAS order page at TFNN.com. Sign up now for only $97 a month with a risk-free 30-day trial, so you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. See for yourself how you can harness the full power of the TAS Profile Scanner by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services section. Remember, with a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Don't let another day pass you by without trying out this amazing piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the market and how you place trades. Sign up today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching TigerTV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's off 170. So, a couple things for us to pay attention to. Yesterday we were talking about the Dow Jones transports out there, and what we had noticed was, well, one, it's been the weakest indice with regard to number of down days, and today is day number 10, the day following day number 9 of that Tom DeMark setup 9 count, and it's potential. This is where you could get a reversal out here. We felt more comfortable yesterday with the possibility of it holding that support line that we're looking at. That was the low from the trading session on February 11th. Now, more likely, where price is headed to is low from January 28th in the transports, and that's 98.22. But still, just from a cautionary standpoint, just, it wouldn't be surprising to see the Dow transports at least temporarily bottom, with today being the low, whatever that is. But it's going to need more than just that. So that's one thing. We take a look at a weak indice. We take a look at, so what's the strong indice out here? The Dow. We could have say it was the Dow when you and I looked at market profiles, right? If we look at the cash index out here, it too is in essence a strong indice in that it's not down to the trading session here where you've got that Tom DeMark set up a trend line. That's the low from February 12th out there. Today looks like it's going to be bar number 7. Monday could be bar number 8. Bar number 8 is where you could see a bottom, or 9 or 10 out here. So, has that nice topping signal. For sure gets to that Stevie Wonder key of G, that Tommy DeMark set up 9 count. It's kind of hard to see because it's below. I can do this, maybe, you can sort of see it, but I guess not really. You'll just have to trust me on that one. So the Dow, really not too bad. But again, I think it's more influenced by the global flow of capital than anything else out here. The S&P 500, and just stay with the cash indices, is trading right down into that session where it could find support. So that's lining up with February 12th. Look at the cash indice. That price point, by the way, is 2722.61. We're about 3 points above that right now. If we take a look at the New York Stock Exchange, let's do that. New York Stock Exchange is slightly below its level of a key level of support, February 12th. That, by the way, is priced out at 12,366. We're at 12,347 right now. So there's some key levels of support. Why are we taking a look at this? The way that you want to try to put things together as you come into the close today is what, is this just a flush to the downside? Do you start to see some short covering unfold? Where is the spot volatility index? Because of these key levels of support hold, again, in the ES mini. So you have that figure for the S&P now, 2738 inside the ES. We looked at the New York Stock Exchange, right, which was right down at a level of support. And, when you get this advanced decline oscillator reading down in this below minus 150 or at minus 226, it's where the New York Stock Exchange forms at least some type of short-term bottom. Now, it doesn't have to be Monday. Heck, it doesn't have to be any day next week. You just look at the chart out here, look at the center panel, look at these green arrows here where you see these reversals. And the New York Stock Exchange, when it makes a bottom, it does it either with just an abrupt reversal, as it gets down somewhere below that minus 150. So you're looking for these other levels of support and other patterns that really other patterns that I would be looking for, the ones in the equity futures contracts out there, ES, NQ, YM, so forth. Or what you do is you get a series of lower lows in price, top panel of the screen, kind of like the small red diagonal lines that you see out there. And you start to see the advanced decline oscillator, difference between two exponential moving averages out there, start to rise. And you get that type of a divergence out here. So just be careful, if you're on the short side. Or not just when I say be careful, what I mean is you want to, I'm not saying to get out of your shorts. I'm saying anticipate at least a bounce or something like that. And watch what the end of day readings are out there. I think that's going to be real helpful to you. So no questions that have come in that I see. I'm just really kind of surfing around. And let me switch over to another workspace that I have. Just look at the futures contracts and take a quick peek at what's going on the short-term time frames presently. And this here shows that on a short-term time frame using the 30-hour, 2-hour, 5 hours, 30-minute time frames for the ES and the Russell are trying to form some type of bottom. Interesting, gold on the 30-minute basis, some type of short-term top out there. Let's take a look at let's take a look at the 30-minute on the ES out there. And so what you're going to see is price has been moving lower, doing less relative energy. You know that when you look at my screen, you start to see these black diagonal lines are automatically drawn. Now, in this case here, no bottom signal per se, no bullish reversal signal. But price right now is testing a possible support level, and that is the bottom of its 30-minute market profile out there. So there's going to be an early afternoon kind of rebound. It should happen within the next hour or so, I would say. You would at least see the morning, you would at least see the lows of 10:30 hold. Those, by the way, are 27.2650. So nothing confirmed, even though my screen was showing confirm out here. It's because the candle session hadn't closed. So Stevie's going to override what you look at. The Russell 2000 was the other equity futures contract that was giving us some type of potential bottoming signal. And let me just update the chart here. You'll see the line automatically get drawn down there. Now, in the case of the Russell 2000, it does have a confirming signal, meaning you had a hammer candle. This is a 30-minute chart that you're looking at. Had a hammer candle at 9:30, bullish engulfing at 10 o'clock. What has stopped price out here, so this is helpful for you to be able to watch. What did stop price on the bounce was that 9 count. And that was a trading session from 2,300 hours, and that high was 1259.30. That would be a key level to be watching to give you some type of indication as to what the market's intent would be, assuming that the Russell 2000 would be the cheerleader out there. Speaking of cheerleaders, let's go out to, I don't even know what that meant, but let's go out to Mark in Colorado and speak with him. Hey, Mark, how you doing this morning?
I am good, but I've never been called a cheerleader. But
I know. I don't know sometimes where these things come from. So you just have to.
Because I can't do a backflip, so.
Okay. You can't do the triple Indy?
Nope.
Did you like that movie? Did you know which movie I'm referring to?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. Rodney Dangerfield, what a great. You just have to appreciate his sense of humor. Way better than my sense of humor. Wouldn't it be great to be able to have all those one-liners, so to speak?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So tell me, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. I tell you what, I didn't realize we're going to go to a break here. And when we come back, we'll take a look at the GBTC. Mark will tell us what he's doing, and I'll try to help as much as I can. We'll be right back. I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We're on the line with Mark in Fort Collins. I believe it's Fort Collins, Colorado, that you're from. And we're going to take a look at the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. GBTC is the ticker symbol. So, Mark, what are you looking at? How can I help you?
I am just looking at it. I have not purchased it. I was potentially looking at going, looks like it's got a decent chart. I was looking at potentially going long. It seems to track Bitcoin. I don't have another way, or I haven't really looked into other ways to play Bitcoin. So I just wondering what your thoughts are.
Sure. So, during the break, I was trying to find out, because it is supposed to track Bitcoin. So I don't know if this ETF actually is an ETF or is an ETN, or what is it, or just as I'm not sure. I think it's an ETF, but
I think Basil's had it on his Trader's Corner before, but it's not there anymore. So I was just curious. I kind of remember him looking at it, and I was looking at it again.
Sure. I was just trying to find out what actually was inside it, just so we could try to track it. Like, is the underlying instrument maybe the futures contract? Because if it was, then, which of the two futures contracts would it be? So let me do this, because I couldn't figure that out. So if we just take my actual Bitcoin index data that eSignal generates for me is as of yesterday. So that doesn't do you any good today to know what it's done yesterday. If we just use the Bitcoin Trust charts and look at patterns or market profiles out here, then what we can see is that today it tested the top of a daily box out here, which was 490. So, and it's trading at 481 right now. This thing had broken out, this equity, this index, broke out.
I just pulled up an article on it. I can read a quick paragraph to you.
Sure. Go ahead.
It says, although many publications call GBTC an ETF, it's not. It's a grantor trust. It is not registered with the SEC under the Investment Company Act of 1940, and it doesn't trade on an exchange. It trades on the over-the-counter market, which has less stringent participation rules than exchanges, and unlike most ETFs, GBTC charges a high annual fee of 2% assets. So
I was going to say, as you're reading, it sounds like a way to make some money in managing this trust.
Exactly. It was not launched as a 506c private placement in September 2013 and is managed by Grayscale Investments, a unit of Barry Silbert's Digital Currency Group. DGC is a holding company focused on cryptocurrencies and blockchain technologies. It owns CoinDesk, a leading blockchain news site, and has investments in more than 110 companies, including Kraken Bitcoin Exchange. So that's his digital currency.
Yeah. Okay. So I think knowing that, and Mr. Bill says it's better to take a look at the futures contract XBT, which we can, just as kind of a guideline out here. What the heck is out here? Give me a second. What we can. I think I lost Mark. So that's okay. I'm just going to carry on as if Mark was there, and if he calls back, they'll put him on. But if not, and Mr. Bill, if I take a look at XBT, this is the CBOE version of the futures contract, this would say that the Bitcoin Trust that we looked at, if it can get above 38.96, this is the futures contract, should make a run to 39.90, and therefore maybe good. Mark is back. So Mark, we're just trying to piece this together here for you. And okay, if I look at the daily chart for the CBOE Bitcoin futures option, we can see that it's trading with. This is trading with inside a daily profile, and the resistance area where buyers and sellers are comfortable with price is 38.96. So maybe in theory that's kind of lining up when we took a look at the Bitcoin Trust running into resistance at 490. If I just step back to what I think you're looking at on the chart, is that you got 2 days off of the bottom so far with accelerated volume and wide price spread, February 8th and February 19th. Now, just curious, on February 19th, what did we see out here? February 19th, it was really February 18th where we saw wide price spread, and for some reason, maybe the volumes are wrong on this from eSignal. So that was February 18th on the actual futures contract, the price I'm certain about. And if I look at this, this was on February 19th. Really interesting.
5 million shares that day. Looks like the prior candle, big candle, was from the 8th, and that had 5.5 as well.
Look, I'd say if you're going to buy this, it's running a resistance today. Maybe 453 ideally would be coming back to, in essence, test that sign of strength, which would be 425 would be nice. But, I don't know on this. So is it just a trade?
Yeah, just be a trade. I mean, I've been interested in maybe playing Bitcoin to the upside at some point, and I just was thinking this might be the way to do it. And it actually did come back on the 27th and on the...
So do this instead, since you're interested in playing it, not a lot of conviction, you're watching it, is the weekly GBTC maybe is better option for you. You got a profile, so it's as if there's accumulation going on since December 24th, and well, really, I'd say I'd go back to at least December 10th. 2018. You could even back it up just more than that. And if you're watching this on TigerTV, you can see it's trading between the bottom of the profile, 416. I'd rather see you take a stab at it around there than 479. And you might get that chance because it's just trading between that and the center line of that box, which is at 497, and you're at 479 right now. So it's about the best information. I wish there was more that I could provide to you, but I think that's how I would do it if I were you.
Yeah, and it's interesting. It kind of trades a little bit inverse to the market. Like when the market's going up, it goes down, and when the market's going down, it peaks its head up a little bit. So it's almost like a safety play for people. I don't know why, but well, the one thing that it does do, and I'm gonna see if I can pull this up here pretty quickly. The one I would put that under index. Give me a second here to pull this up. Indexes in Bitcoin. I would put it. Here's one thing Bitcoin does do. Bitcoin, other currencies. Is it follows, you really, my personal opinion, Bitcoin specifically, why isn't it showing up here? I was just taking time to populate, is you want to know what Bitcoin is also doing in the major currencies out here. Okay, because this is like as lockstep as you can get. And I think it's maybe I don't know, is there more Bitcoin traders across the globe? I would pay attention to, if you're really going to trade this, see if you can figure out what Bitcoin is doing in euros, yen, and sterling as well. See if that can give you an edge. Okay. That's what this chart shows. This chart is about as clear as can be with regard to Bitcoin and what traders of Bitcoin in all the major currencies are looking at. All right, Mark? That looks pretty similar. Okay. Okay. Hey, thanks for calling. Good to talk to you. Have a nice weekend. You too. Bye-bye. All righty. So we're about to go to a break here. When we get back from the break, Peter in Park City wants to take a look at the gold contract, so we'll do that. And see if there's any other requests out there. So have a sip of water. That's what I'm going to do. We'll be right back.
If you're in the CD market and looking for a secure investment, the Tiger First Mortgage Program may work for you. The security for these first mortgages are building lots in the Tax Opportunity Zone in St. Petersburg, Florida. The Tax Act of 2018 set up tax-free zones across the country where you can build and hold for 10 years and pay no tax on the profits, which makes these lots valuable. The investment is anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000. The interest paid is 7% yearly, paid on a monthly basis. According to Bankrate.com, the best rate for a 4-year CD in the country as of February 20th is 3.1%. A $50,000 investment at a normal 4-year CD rate of 3.1% would give you income of $1,550 per year or $6,200 over the 4-year period. That same $50,000 investment in the Tiger First Mortgage Program would give you $3,500 per year or $14,000 over the 4 years. Which would you prefer, $6,200 or $14,000 of interest on your investment? If you would like more information about the Tiger First Mortgage Program, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com. Educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So just like Mark and I were taking a look at Bitcoin and all the major currencies out there, and Peter wants to discuss the gold contract. And so the chart that we're looking at here is gold price in all those major currencies. So we're certain that it's important to watch how the yellow metal trades for traders around the globe. And whereas yesterday we didn't have any conviction, today it's a different story. So the chart, the first chart, there's 4 here. The one on the left, gold priced in dollars. If we just simply start with that, what we can see is that price right now is trading out at $1298.90, which is above $1296.30. Why $1296.30? $1296, we'll just forget the change out there, is the top of a brand new daily profile that formed. Actually took hold today on the current contract, the current contract for gold, April. What's showing on my screen right now is my synthetic version or composite symbol out here, so I can catch some early signs of what's trying to occur. So Peter, the way that I would interpret this, there's no guarantees, right, as to what takes place next, but how we interpret this is as of 1:43 in the afternoon, gold is trading above resistance. Now, gold is trading above resistance on a daily profile. It's held the bottom of the weekly profile at 1288, and it's tested the top of the monthly profile, which was 1287. So what this is telling us is that gold has a nice bottom. Whether it holds or not, different story, but right now it has a nice bottom. And then we can see that gold in euros and yen and pounds moving higher, and all those currencies, which is what you want to see. You want traders in each of these currencies saying, okay, gold is done going down in my currency, because even though gold is priced in dollars, you're sitting there in London, you're not worried about what gold is doing in dollars. You want to know what it's doing in your currency. The right pocket over there, you probably have euros. Left pocket, you probably have pounds. And in your back pocket, of course, it's U.S. dollars. You always got to have dollars in your back pocket. Okay, so so that's what I see, Peter, when I take a look at gold. And then you remember yesterday, John in Sarasota was asking to look at silver, which then in turn we went ahead and took a look at gold. And when we did all that, what we had noticed was that yesterday was going to be that Tom DeMark setup 9 count, which can be a reversal and a low out there. So that's nice. Now, the next hurdle on a daily chart for gold to clear is Stevie's green line, which currently is priced at 1309.80. So we should at least see a bounce up to that level, 1309.80, give or take. And if price can close above that, then price ought to get up into that 1330-ish area. If it can get above 1330-ish, where that 9 count began, the trading day of February 25th, then what we have is we have a confirmed change in trend, so to speak, because a key resistance level here will have held. So yeah, there's resistance, 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 but as you start to move higher and you have left side of the chart data, you're always going to find, or you should find, some different resistance points. And so that's what I see when I take a look at gold on the daily time frame. On a 5-hour time frame out here, and the 5-hour time frame formed a beautiful bottom, right? So the cool thing about the tools that we use, you and I use, is that they work for all time frames. And you just want to kind of keep your head, your head in the game for that specific time frame. Of course, you're peeking around, looking at what happens in this case here. If you look in the 5-hour, what's happening in the daily? Because you got to know, where resistance is. Is it really a bottom or is it not a bottom? So a couple of days ago, or maybe it was yesterday, time flies, 4 o'clock in the morning yesterday, you had a spike lower. It was like 3:03 in the morning. For those of you that were up, there's probably a few of you out there, you know what I'm referring to. It was like at about 3:03 in the morning. It was like a spike lower for about all of about 60 seconds or so. But what it did on that spike was it moved. First price was still moving lower, doing less relative energy, and it gets to wave number 7, something that you and I pay attention to out here. And so now, what's interesting about the 5-hour time frame chart, Peter, is 1302.50. So you got a solid bottom out here. What we were watching for was to say, hey, how come gold wasn't able to close above this point of control? That's that center line, but it's not in the center. It's at 1290, even Steven out there, closer to the bottom, so bullish in structure. Says price ought to be able to push itself up to 1302.50. So I'd say at this stage, Peter, assuming there's no big give back for gold going into the closeout here, and a big give back would just be about $4, right? A close below that 1296, the resistance of that daily profile. Assuming that doesn't take place, what you'll want to watch for Monday, is this gold take out the 1302 level, 1302.50, specifically assuming that the profile doesn't change, because that's the next little short-term resistance level. No sign here of any reasons to bug out of a gold trade. There's just nothing that I see other than coming into a little resistance. So if you put that together, what's gold doing today in dollars? If you put that together with Mr. Z's 1% rule, and he is the one that gets credit for that 1% rule. I would let him explain it to everyone out there. And if we take a look at what gold is doing right now, it's up 1%. Now he might have a caveat there. Was gold up 1%? Yes. No, gold wasn't up 1% yesterday. So it's up 1%. We shouldn't really expect it to do a whole lot, I would say, at this stage, and especially since it's 1:48 in the afternoon. So, Peter, there you go with regard to with regard to that. And yeah, the miners are up nicely, pretty much unchanged, I think, right, for the day, or up just a tad, just up a tad. Take a look at GDX or NUGT, but they are up nicely. Jeff writes in and wants to take a look at Berkshire Hathaway, the B shares out here. So let's go do that for him. BRK.B should pull that up. And it just says, no subject, your opinion on Berkshire. So how can I do that here? BRK.B, see if that pulls that up. So here's what we know, Jeff, about Berkshire. First, below support on a daily time frame, trading into a level where buyers on a weekly time frame, it's the end of the week, are both comfortable for buying and selling. And that's at about the 197.35. We're at 197.42 out there. And actually on a monthly basis, very close to where the buyers and sellers both like price, 196.54. If on Monday, not today, price pushes down below that level, then the potential buy area for Berkshire Hathaway would be 189.85, 188.68. That would become your range. Of course, you'd want to see what volume is doing as it got down there. If I take a look at Stevie's other chart out here, kind of like the indices. The thing that's worse here for Berkshire is it's trading below February 8th, the low of a hammer candle. You know the expression, if you're long, you're wrong? it looks like Berkshire Hathaway wants to head lower before it heads higher. We'll be right back.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com. No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. Nico DeHaan and Paige Clark have launched a special for a limited time only. Save 25% off Primal Edge and Health Signals. Just use promo code HEALTH for Health Signals or use promo code PRIMAL for Primal Edge and save 25% off instantly when you sign up. All the details are available on each order page at TFNN. Certified personal trainer Nico DeHaan's newsletter Health Signals comes out twice a month and is packed with great information on health, fitness, and diet. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox, and contains a special blend of ionic soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form. This sale won't last long. Sign up now using promo code HEALTH for Health Signals or PRIMAL for Primal Edge and save 25%. For all the details, visit the front page of TFNN.com right now.
This is David White. Stay tuned because coming up next is the Power Trading Hour right here on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. So let's do the two-minute wrap-up here, 2-minute countdown. And so right now the Dow's off 143, S&P's off 21, NASDAQ down 52. And here's what you want to be watching as you come into the close. And Duffy's exactly right. One of the first things that you want to pay attention to is going to be where's the spot volatility index trading in relationship to its 50-day exponential moving average. When we began the show, price was well above the 50-day, 50 cents or so above it. 50-day hasn't changed at 17.21, and the closing price right now is 17.18. So it is just below, but it could change here in a heartbeat. By testing that, let's say, and rejecting it, that would still be short-term bullish, believe it or not, for the market. That's the meaning. Take it for what it's worth out there. It's one of the areas to be watching, depending on the time frame that you trade, long or short. But you know, if you get price to reject that area, it kind of suggests to be cautious on the short side of the trade. That's what that says. New York Stock Exchange to coincide with that. What you're looking for is, does the NYSE close above the low from February 12th? That price point is 12,366. You're 12,360 right now. Closes above that. And the opposite is true, obviously. It closes above that. Then you've got another level of support that held below, support that had failed, below and above the 50-day exponential moving average, a level of resistance that failed. And then finally, to the three things. So we got the three things to watch coming to today's close is going to be the ES Mini. Does the ES Mini close above 27.38? That's the bottom of its profile. If you get all three of those things out there, and you got a nice profit and you're short, or maybe you've got several positions, maybe take a little off the table. So that's what the charts say. Thanks so much for being here, folks. Sorry I wasn't here most of the week, but look forward to getting back up and running. But this has been more difficult than I thought. Hey, have a nice weekend. We'll see you on Monday.